Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Respected teachers and my dear lovely friends, today I am in front of you in the program Esperanza. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty Allah who gave the opportunity to stand in front of you. Alhamdulillah. In this auspicious occasion, I would like to speak a few words about the Quran translatable and the untranslatability of the Quran. The Quran is the holy book of the Islam, and it is believed by the Muslim to the direct word of the God. And it has written in Arabic, and it has been translated into many different languages over the countries. However, the Muslim scholars argue the Quran is untranslatable because the Quran is not just a collection of facts or ideas. It is a work of literature that uses a variety of poetic devices in different languages. There are uses in Arabic languages. The Quran is full of metaphors, symbolisms, and other figure of speeches. It also uses variety of poetic devices such as rhyme and rhythm. These devices are the essential to the meaning and the beauty of the Quran, and they are very difficult to translate into other languages. However, the Quran is full of cultural and historical references that are specific to the Arab world. These references can be difficult to understand for people, those who are not familiar with Arab culture. Despite these challenges, some scholars argue that Quran is impossible to produce a perfect translation. And however, some scholars argue that Quran is important to translate into other languages because the people want to know the Quran mean and the people want to understand the Quran. However, the Muslims all are believing that Quran. The Quran, many different translations are available in today. In each translation has its own strength and its own weakness. Muslims and scholars believing that Quran is inherently untranslatable. Its full depth and nuance, because there are a few reasons for this. Language complexity. The Quran is written in classical Arabic, which is known for its richness, complexity, and the multiple layers of the meaning. And it can be very difficult to translate into other languages. This is the main reason for this. And another reason is inimitability. The Quran is the literal word of Allah, and this is considered inimitability. And another reason is cultural context. The Quran often contains references to the indication to the cultural and historical context of the 7th century in Arabia. This may struggle to convey these nuances accurately. Spiritual significance. For many Muslims, the sound and recitation of the Quran in its original Arabic form hold a deep spiritual significance. This is very difficult to translate. And there are many reasons for this translation. There are very variety translating to other languages. However, the Muslim scholars all argue the Quran is sometimes can be translated it half of translate, some can be translated full of translate. We want to refer tafsir for the Quran perfect translation, because the tafsir translation can be rewarding experience. The Quran tafsir translation is the process of the Quranic translation of the Quranic text and then providing an explanation. This is done by the scholars who have a deep understanding of the Quran and its context. Tafsir translation can be explain the difficult passage that are difficult to meaning the Quran, that are provide to cultural and historical references. And many Quran translations are available today in tafsir translation. We want to refer that tafsir translation for the perfect translation of the Quran. There, however, there are not full yet of meaning are available today. All each meaning and each translation have its own weakness. There have some weakness. That would the Quran is can't make a perfect translation. We can read tafsir, then we can get the meaning and the historical background of the Quran. I do not prolong my speech. I conclude. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
The last letter